Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to do a next lesson, that is sound. Topics to be covered in this lesson is introduction, how is sound produced by humans, propagation of sound, oscillatory motion, amplitude, time period and frequency, audible and inaudible sounds, noise and noise pollution. Let's start the lesson with few questions. How do you come to know that a period in your school is over? Yes, you hear the school bell. You can very easily know that someone is at the door when he or she knocks the door or when you hear the sound of the doorbell. Most of the time you can make out that someone is approaching you by just hearing the footsteps. You might have played a game called hide and seek. Everybody must have played. So in this game, a person is blindfolded and he or she has to catch the remaining players. How is it that the blindfolded person is able to guess which person is closest to him or her? So we can say sound plays a very important role in our life. It helps us to communicate with one another, isn't it? We have a variety of sounds in our surrounding. So, how is sound produced? How does it travel from one place to another? Why is some sound louder than other? So, all such questions we are going to discuss in this chapter. When we talk about sound, the first thing which comes in our mind is musical instruments. So we have seen so many musical instruments either in temple, in churches, in our school, in the shop. So like I want to describe few instruments like veena, tabla, guitar, sitar, manjira, mridangam, dholak, isn't it? All these things, these are the very commonly used instruments around us. So, and these instruments produce a very unique and different sound. So, how can you imagine how these sounds are produced? Yes, sounds are produced due to vibration. Now, you can ask me, what is vibration? Yes, vibration means the periodic to and fro or back and forth movement or motion of an object is called vibration. Again, I want to repeat, vibration is the periodic to and fro or back and forth motion of an object is called vibration. Now, what is the meaning of periodic? Periodic means which happens, something which happens at a certain interval of time. Suppose I am holding a string like this and at the end of the string I have tied one stone and I will pull the string like this, I will leave it. So the string will swing like this. This is to and from. A very good example is a pendulum. Okay. So periodic means you can take like example like I am holding the string, this is the stone. So the stone will swing like this. Once it will go this side, again it will come this side. This is called to and fro or back and forth movement of an object. Motion of an object means the time taken to move from its mean position to its right will be equal to the time taken from its mean position to the left. If both the time is equal, that is called periodic. So sound is produced due to vibration. When we are talking about, when we talk about some instruments like guitar, sitar, then veena, all these things, we could make out that the stretched string are the vibrating parts, and these parts are visible to us. When the string of these stretched string are plucked, what happens? The vibration starts, and not only we hear not only the vibration of the string, but the vibration is done, means the vibration happens on the whole instrument and we hear that sound. But when we talk about these visible stretched part, so like we can visualize that, okay, strings are there, and when we are plucking the strings, vibration is coming, and since vibration is coming, we are able to hear sound. When vibration is there, sound is produced. But what do you think about the mridangam, dholak, tabla, all these things? They don't have string. So in these instruments, like where string is not there, they have a stretched membrane, and when you beat that stretched membrane, the vibration takes place and the sound is produced. So now it is clear to us that sound is produced because of vibration. Okay. Now next topic is sound produced by humans. Like when I am talking to you, when I am speaking something, you are able to hear me, right? Why? Because sound is being produced. While talking or shouting or singing, sound is vibration is there, so we are able to hear the sound. Sound is produced. Till now, so far we have seen that because of vibration, sound is produced. Then there must be something inside our body which is producing sound, isn't it? There must be some organs inside our body which is vibrating, then only the sound is produced. So let's see what is it. Now we will discuss how sound produced by humans. When I am talking, when I am speaking to you, you are able to hear my voice. Whatever I am speaking, you are able to hear. Why? Because sound is being produced. While talking, while singing or shouting, we are producing sound. We have understood so far is that sound is produced due to vibration, right? So don't you think something must be there inside our body which is vibrating, and so we are able to produce sound? Yes. In human being, we have a specialized structure in our body which is known as larynx. This larynx is also known as voice box. Now you can ask me why larynx is called voice box? Because larynx or voice box is responsible for producing sound. Okay? Now, where is this larynx located? Larynx is located in our throat, here. You can see, like especially in adult male, if you look at the portion of the throat, you can see this part is a very protruded part of the throat. You can see here, means some extended part you can see here. Actually, what happens in male, this larynx get enlarged when they reach their mature ages. Okay, so this part is quite visible. We can see the larynx here in the throat. Whereas in case of female, this larynx is not at all, it's not that visible from outside. Now, let's focus on this part, larynx. Okay. This larynx, we know larynx is also known as voice box. Now, this larynx is located at the upper end of the trachea. Upper end of trachea. What is trachea? Trachea is nothing but windpipe. Trachea is nothing but windpipe. So I'll just erase it here. end of the trachea, and this trachea is nothing but windpipe. Now you just think, how do we breathe? We breathe, the air enters our nostril, it passes through the nasal cavity, and from the nasal cavity it finally passes through the windpipe, and from the windpipe it reaches our lungs. So this is how we breathe. But when we are talking, while singing, while shouting, something is vibrating. So what is that part? That part is located in larynx, and that is called vocal cord. That is the vocal cord. So which is the vibrating part in our body, in our throat? That is the vocal cord. Now, two vocal cords are stretched across the voice box in such a way that it leaves a narrow slit between them for the passage of air, like you can see in the first picture. Okay, the slit is open for the passage of air. The vocal cords are supported by the muscles from behind. The opening allows the air to go inside the lungs and come out. Means there is exchange of air, and during normal breathing, when there is exchange of air, means we are breathing and we are breathing in and breathing out. What happens? The slits are open. The slit remains open. Okay, but when what happens while we are talking or while we are singing? What happens at that time? At that time, you can see the second figure. In this picture, you are seeing that the vocal cords are closed. So when we are talking or when we are singing, what happens? The vocal cords are closed. Because the vocal cords are closed, a pressure develops in the lungs. Okay. Now, when the pressure is developed in the lungs, and when the lungs the lungs pushes the air through the slit, there is vibration in the vocal cord, and so the sound is produced. As a whole, we can say that due to the alignment of the vocal cord, the vibration in the air initiates. It gets initiated. Okay, because there is because of this vocal cord, there is vibration, and we are means sound is produced. I hope this process is clear to you. Thank you.